God, I matched the couch. Oh, fantastic. Can you see me even? Or am I just the couch? Oh well. I am coming to you today with this video because I'm excited. My baby is still missing. I found out that all of the mail that was delivered on Monday just didn't come here. It clearly got delivered somewhere, but it wasn't here. I was talking to the guy in my building, and he was like, yeah, the super was supposed to get a package, somebody else was supposed to get a package. None of them arrived. They all have the same information. Delivered 6:41, so my baby is still missing. There's one of the buildings down the road apparently gets our packages a lot of the time when we get there, so I went down there. If it was there, it's long gone by now, because they would have just thrown it on the ground, because there isn't my apartment number in that building. Anyway, so that's sad. The baby's gone, and that's very sad for me. But I did a little craft today that I'm excited about, so I wanted to come on here quickly and just show it. Just show it. So this, she's gonna be fully naked. This is my DMD Angels Amanda doll. Let me show her in her full glory. And the reason I'm excited about her is because I took her apart and I sueded her with silicone and restrung her. And she is much more stable and capable of posing now. And I mean, if I'm honest, she's not like the best posing doll that I've ever had. The way the doll is constructed just doesn't like allow for it. Like, this chest piece is extraordinarily heavy. Before, all she wanted to do was lean forward. These balls in these holes were so twisty and turny. All they did was turn around. She wouldn't even stand up like this before. She would just twerk over, or she'd like, her leg would twist to the side and she'd tip over that way. She was tipping over a lot, and it was annoying. And I, for some reason, am obsessed with her, and I love her so much. And so I wanted her to just be capable of like doing basic things like standing. And look, she's doing it. She's not falling over yet, and I'm shaking her around. So I restrung her tighter and with thicker elastic. And by thicker, I mean maybe it's a millimeter thicker. This was her original elastic in this bag, and I restrung her with an elastic that weight. So like, it's like a millimeter thicker. I put it in the arms and the body, and the arms might be a little bit of an issue because the knot was so large and the channels are so small that it seems to be getting caught a little bit. And the silicone isn't fully cured yet because it's only been a few hours, and I'm just like peeling silicone out of it. I also used like a really thick layer, and this was the silicone I used. So how it works is it ends up dry to the touch in like 30 minutes, and it's like ready-ish within a few hours. So I strung her back together a few hours after I siliconed her, but like, it becomes waterproof once it's exposed to oxygen for 24 hours. So she's like essentially fine-ish, but I can't put her in the water yet, which I'm not planning to do anytime soon anyway, but she does have a bathtub that I like to put her in at some point. Anyway, so the level of improved posability is like extreme. Like, she couldn't hold her arm out like this before, it would just fall down. So that's great. I think she's still gonna have trouble like on the way down. It's like not bad. You can see like the silicone's like coming out though, that's the problem. So I'm hoping it like, as it continues to dry, it'll stop doing that, or it won't, and I'll just keep pulling chunks of silicone off of her. I don't really care because she poses now, and that's great. As you can see, like, the joints are really hyperextended, and she's got like quite a sway back. So like, those are all things that just like don't balance a doll well. Like, it's hard for a doll to balance when all of their joints are, well, I should know, I also have hyperextended joints. It's just hard. It's hard. And so these arms are tighter, so they do pose better, but I feel like I could still even go tighter with this elastic in the arms. Like, before, she was like, the balls, she was twirling around a lot before, and now it's a little bit more stable. It's not the greatest, so I might tighten up that elastic still. One of the greatest improvements is that she's not constantly like that because the chest piece is so heavy. So that's really great. And the funny thing about it is like, the chest piece doesn't even have that much mobility in it, but it's so heavy it would just pull all the parts down. So I did end up putting silicone up in the chest piece, which really stabilizes that whole joint anyway. This joint, because it's so small in comparison to this one, is still not the greatest. You know what I mean? Like, you can see, like, she still wants to do this. Her shoe went flying. Of course it did. No clothes, but she definitely is gonna wear shoes. It's just the proportions are a struggle. So, but she is much better. Like, she that's as far as she'll go back, so it's not even that much. Forward is better. And she's got not so much side to side either way. It's just not there. Now, the greatest improvement, in my opinion, and I wore off this body blushing that I did on her when I was trying to restring her back together. That's my fault though, because I was lazy and I put like one layer on it. I was like, it's good enough, it's fine. It really needed more layers, so I'm gonna have to just redo that, which is not that big of a deal. This is the greatest improvement. So she will hold it that far. But I feel like that's not as important to me as her being able to stand up. This is like an interesting body too, where if you get the balls in the right position, it'll click into place. There it goes, see? There, now she'll hold it. But it has to be exactly right, which is like challenging to find that. But that's the leg all the way up, and now she will hold it before she wants. The ball is just turning and turning and turning and constantly turning the rat. And it was so frustrating and so annoying. And as you can see, the proportions are strange, especially in the arms, because this is so much shorter than this. And so, like, when you bend her arm, like, your hand is supposed to come up, like, a couple inches above your shoulder. She's got, like, forearm and hand, like, it's too long. So, like, when you bend her arm and you want her to hold something, you expect her to be able to hold it in a certain way, but she can't because of the proportion of her arm. So that's, like, also a little bit annoying. But the knees always had decent posability. I didn't suede anywhere in there. You do have to pull out to engage. So she'll go all the way, which is nice. Just brushing the silicone off. I don't think that's gonna dry any more than that. It's just gonna keep flaking off. So, like, I don't know. I don't think most people use silicone to suede their dolls, but we use stuff like this all the time in wardrobe, so I thought if it works there, it could work here. I know a lot of people use hot glue, proper suede. I have a doll with proper suede in it, and that's great. But I want to try it. I wanted to try it, and as far as like stability is concerned, this doll is so much more stable. And I think that's also partially because I used thicker elastic and I tightened up the stringing like significantly. Like look how far that hip extends. I mean, me too, but not normal. We both have Ehlers-Danlos. What can you do? I tightened the arms by just a little bit because I didn't think that they were as bad as they actually are. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't realize how loose they were until like I tightened up the body and I was like, oh, this is what a doll should feel like. This is what this doll should feel like. So I'll probably go in and tighten that a little bit more. But the body, I took maybe like a full inch out of the elastic because it was so just loosey-goosey. But anyway, that's pretty much the video. I just wanted to show you the success of her. So this went from a doll that could not stand up to a doll that's pretty stable. So that improvement for me is like great. It's great enough, you know. Really happy with that. And it just took a little bit of sueding and a little bit of elastic tightening, a little bit thicker elastic. Sometimes you just need thick. All right, everyone. Have a great time. That's the video. I'll see you in the next one.